tired of seeing me in this same outfit, but I recorded a lot in the same day, so just get over it, okay? And I'm also sorry for the background noise. I live in an apartment complex, so when they cut grass, they cut grass. Okay, so to jump straight into it, so the differences between like my midwife and my OB, one main difference that I want to show you here is every time I went to my OB, now there are also midwives at my OBGYN's office, so they have midwives as well, but typically they didn't allow me to speak to the midwife. She was just kind of there. But the OB, when it came to finding my baby's heartbeat, it took her 5 minutes every single time. Every single time. The midwife, she located the baby, and then she was able to get the heartbeat.
It's so cool. All right, now it feels like the baby is vertex, which means head down, but let's confirm. I'm just gonna pull this down a little bit, if you don't mind. And I'm gonna see if I can feel the head in this position. Yep.
It's important.
There we go.
Oh, that was so quick.
Well, when you identify where the back is, you can hear the heartbeat transmitted through the chest wall. So you can hear it really well.
Now, I will be completely honest and say that, of course, the baby is bigger now. So she was able to locate the baby also, I'm pretty sure, a lot easier because the baby is bigger. And so literally, duh. But the reason why I have to be like, it's still like, what the heck, is because for some reason, my ultrasound tech could get the heartbeat, but my OB couldn't. So it really was just her, and she struggled with it every single time. And she'd be like,
oh, come on, he's fighting. Come on. He's moving a lot. Oh, next time you might want to not eat any chocolate.
all types of mess that don't nobody have time for. Another thing, for the clip.
Is it okay if I touch your belly?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, baby, how are you? It's the first time we're meeting each other.
My midwife asked for consent before touching my stomach. Consent. Ooh, almost crossed my legs, can't do that. Next, when it came to me transferring care, I had to send my midwife my medical records from my OBGYN's office, right? There were some discrepancies because my placenta was listed as low-lying, it was listed as anterior, and it was listed as posterior in different visits. And not that it couldn't be anterior and kind of low-lying, but it's the fact that you said it was in the front, you said it was in the back, you said it was in the bottom. Where is it? And so my midwife had asked, like, you know, did they discuss this with you? Because low-lying, a placenta that is low-lying is something that should be taken note of. Now, a placenta that's low-lying can be fixed on its own. It might move on its own, but you don't want to have a low-lying placenta because baby needs to move down. If your placenta is low-lying and it's in the way, how the heck is the baby gonna get out? And I'm like, no, they didn't really discuss that. So that's why I actually had to go to Roxanne. I wouldn't have needed any more ultrasounds, but I had to go to Roxanne because I had to figure out, well, where the heck is your ultrasound? There were also other discrepancies in there that, you know, just didn't make too much sense. But she didn't want to worry me, so she didn't go into too much detail. And she was like, you know, we'll get it figured out. So I found that to be very interesting because I'm just like, you know, why when I was in my appointment, it was, oh, everything's good. All right, you have any questions? All right. Appointment, quick, fast, in a freaking hurry. Like, you know, like, get them in and get them out. Sorry, I'm picking at my lip. The other thing for me, please, please, please get a copy of your medical records. And I'm not just talking about like your ultrasound report. I mean a copy of your medical records. Because had I not been transferring care, I would not have gotten a copy. And this actually goes for people that are not pregnant, like, you should just always get a copy. But when I got the copy, I was like kind of just looking through, and there were some lies in there, like them saying that they discussed certain things with me that they didn't discuss. Oh yeah, she plans to get this shot at this date. Y'all didn't talk to me about a shot. Oh, she consented to this. No. Even down to, I had a yeast infection one of my appointments, and I had taken monostat. I was finished with that, and I was just like, they were like, well, do you want me to check and see if everything has cleared up? And I'm like, heck yeah, because this yeast infection was like a beast. Like, I ain't never been through nothing like this. And she was just like, well, it's no point, because to be quite honest, you still might have some monostat in there. So for that reason, you should just wait, just see if it clears up. If not, contact us back. But in my medical records, it said that I declined the exam. I didn't decline it. And the reason why I'm bringing up things like this is because although like something like that can be considered minor, when it comes to your medical records and your chart, say if you were to go to the hospital, they're going to look at your records and your chart and say, okay, the doctors, surgeons, this is what they're looking at. Oh yeah, it says that she's okay with this, she's da-da-da-da, and they're going for that. They're not always going to have these conversations with you, and you might not even be conscious to have the conversations anyways. So when you're saying things and putting things in there that I did not consent to, I did not agree with, or you just kind of twisting and turning it, that is very concerning to me, because I would have never known had I not requested my records. Then lastly, because I don't want to go and make this a really long video, because I can. Lastly, blood type. I don't know if I want to tell this. I have O negative blood. So I am RH negative. And so my midwife was like, did they talk to you about the child? I don't even want to butcher the name of the shot. And I'm like, oh no. She was just like, y'all, you didn't get the shot? I'm like, And she was just like, well, normally you probably would have gotten it like 28 weeks and then another one postpartum. And I'm like, well, part of that might be because I wasn't there yet. I mean, I wasn't there anymore at 28. And she was just like, okay, but they should talk to you about it because you're O negative. She's like, you factually know you're O negative? And I'm like, yeah, I know I'm O negative. And she was just like, And so the fact of the matter is, I don't want to go into too much detail. If you have any questions, please ask your doctor, because I'm not going to say this from a medical standpoint, and I'm going to say it in a very ghetto, butchered, just me type of way. I've known this to be a thing before. If you have a specific blood type and your partner does not have that blood type, so say me having negative, my partner having negative, I might not need the shots. And typically this does not impact women with their first baby, but some people still choose to get the shot. But basically, say if you and your partner do not have the same type, so this baby has a different type than you. If something was to happen and enough of that blood is released into your stream, your body can work to kill the baby, because it's going to create antibodies for it, against it, and it's going to be like, what the heck is this? Got to get this out of here, basically. And I had heard of it before, but I didn't know that that's what it was referring to. And so the point of getting the shot is so that if anything was to happen, you would still have your baby, and I'm just like, that's hella concerning to me, because why wouldn't this be discussed? Why isn't it something that we talked about? What the heck? Especially after y'all did my labs. But it's neither here nor there. My midwife was just like, that's your decision to make, whether you want to do it. It is your first child. So if you just want to say, forget it, that's fine. If you do want to get it, okay. Now we want to look at, do we just want to do one shot? Do you want to do the shot postpartum as well? What do you want to do? And so I say all this to say, just like I said in my glucose drink video, having someone that is informative. Like, you have the right to make an informed decision. You have the right to agree to things, consent to things, as well as decline things, but with enough knowledge and information. Ask these doctors these questions and make sure that they answer them.